Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, before moving to the session, can anyone tell me what exactly the generative AI is about? So let's understand first what exactly the generative AI is. So the word itself tells us generating the new content based on AI tools. What exactly AI? Artificial intelligence. Okay, based on artificial intelligence, what it will do? It will generate the new content. Okay, before moving to understand about the artificial intelligence, let's understand about what exactly the LLM is about. Large language model, in the sense, so based on our data, like large amount of the word, it will tells us large amount of data. So whatever the data we will be having in the entire internet, that will comes under the LLM. Okay, large amount of the data. So all the internet data. Okay, that's exactly what LLM is about. So based on LLM, what are the models we will be having? Anyone? So example models of LLM. The best example everyone are using nowadays. ChatGPT, which was developed by OpenAI exactly, and Gemini, Copilot, exactly. What are the more models we'll be having? What exactly the Chat GPT will do? It will takes the input and then it will gives the output. What exactly the input is about based on artificial intelligence? What is input? It's exactly input is nothing but prompt. Based on the prompt, what it will do? It will gives the result. Output is nothing but it is a response. Exactly. It is nothing but response. This is what it is called as prompt engineering. So why this prompt engineering is important? Because based on our input, it will use the output effectively. That's the reason why we'll need the prompt engineering, very important. Okay. So can anyone tell me? So only the text data. So that's what the ChatGPT will do. Whatever the text we had given, it will give the response in the text, right? So now, what exactly the generative AI will do? It will generate images. Yes, exactly. Videos, audios, and also the text data. Already we had seen the text data example. What is it? It is a chat GPT, right? And what exactly we will use for images? Generating images, Midjourney. Yes, exactly. And one more thing, that is stable diffusion. Midjourney, DALL, stable diffusion, all these are the things. So we will give the prompt in the text and it will generate some images based on our requirement. And so what exactly used for videos, guys? For videos, what are the examples? What are the LLMs we will use? Yes, exactly. Runway, ML. So which is used to generate the videos. These are the some of the examples of LLMs, okay, based on images, videos, or audios or text, right? Here, whatever the generative AI we are doing, so what everything will be based on data. So what exactly the data is? It is nothing but information. Okay, so we are giving some kind of the information or some kind of the facts to the LLM model so that we will get some kind of the results. Okay, that's exactly what the data means. So let's understand how these things are, how these all the things from the data to till the end, till the deployment, how these things are going on. So we will be having a data. So what it will do, what the machine or what the generative AI model will do. So based on the data, it will retrieve some information. How it was retrieving the information? So it analyzes the data. It will train whatever the data we will be having, and then it will test whether whatever the data will be having, whether it was giving the accurate results or not. And then finally, it will give the results. So whatever the things are happening between the data and between the result, everything will be logic. Okay. So how these logics are applied? Based on machine learning. Okay, based on machine learning, and then deep learning, and then NLP. Anyone? What is NLP? It is a natural language processing. So understanding the human language. Okay, natural language processing is nothing but to understand the human language, and we will retrieve the output in the more readable format. Okay, so here the NLP, the main purpose of NLP is nothing but to perform the sentiment analysis. Okay, so let's imagine example like we will be having like some Amazon. Okay, so what is Amazon? It is an e-commerce application. So it contains a huge amount of the data, right? So based on the feedback, so every person will be give some kind of the review based on the product, right? The quality of the product or whatever it may be. the like we cannot do everything manually, whether we had got the positive response or negative response, right? So for that reason, what it will do, it will take the help of transformer, that is nothing but NLP, natural language processing. So the transformer is nothing but a modern NLP model. Okay, so in this we will be having some of the techniques or some of the models like BERT, Roberta, okay, GPT. By using these different models, we can analyze our data based on the natural language processing. So let's see one, let's open the chat GPT once. Okay, what is my problem? What is my business problem? Like I'm having the e-commerce application, right? So I want to perform some kind of the sentiment analysis based on the feedback related data. Sentiment analysis for Amazon. What kind of the model it is using to perform it? So what kind of the model it was performing? The Amazon. So it was using natural language processing. And as come to the transformer base, so what it is using? So whether it can use the BERT, Roberta, or any Amazon's own models, whether it is related to some AWS uses. Based on it requirement, it will take any kind of the data, right? Here, as come to generative AI, the ML will plays a major role. So what exactly the machine learning will do? So as I had told you, we will be having a data. So the data is nothing but the past data. So from that, it will train the model and it will give the accurate results. That's exactly what the machine learning will do. So this is nothing but traditional ML. Okay. So only based on the past data, it will give the result. So what exactly it will do? The traditional ML. So it cannot generate the new content. Only based on the past data it will do. So imagine that you are having one particular example. So imagine a girl. Okay, imagine a girl 3 years. So now from this, so what I can understand, if she is a 3 years old girl, so whatever the input I had given to her, so what I am doing, I'm feeding the data. So whenever anyone asking you like this kind of the question, what is your name? So what she need to do, she need to respond, my name is this thing, right? So that means what we are doing, so that is nothing but the example, the best example of ML. So we are having some kind of the data, we are feeding the data to our particular model, so that is nothing but the chain, and she will so for example, like you came to my child and she's you're asking some kind of the questions. So what is your name? So what she will do, she'll respond, so this is mine, right? So what I had told you, I had feeded the data to that particular girl, so that she is responding. So for example, I'm telling that I'm asking one more question, are you going to school? Whether she able to respond to this question? No, right? So why? Because she don't know that particular. So I didn't feed it the data. So that's exactly what the ML. So based on the data, whatever it consists of, so based on that only it will give the result. Okay, that's exactly what ML. So why we are having the deep learning, even we are having the help of ML. So what exactly the purpose of deep learning? The machine learning can not work with the large language models or large amount of the data sets. Large amount of data sets. That's exactly where the deep learning comes in. So here, however, the human brain will work. So how the human brain will work? So imagine that there is a hot water here. Okay, I had put my hand on that particular. So how you're removing your hand? So how the sense is happening? Yes, physical attached. So how the human is performing all these tasks? So based on, is exactly based on neurons. Okay. So however the human brain will works on the neurons, same the deep learning will also works on the neurons with the help of the neurons. Okay. So see here, what the neurons, what kind of the neurons it will works on. So because see, whenever the data has given by user, the input data, okay, it is nothing but the independent variable. Okay, independent variables. Okay, as come to the machine learning language or whatever it may be, and here in between it completely works on the neurons. Okay, so that is called as a hidden layer. Okay. So here, whatever the logic we are performing, the training, everything will be done in the hidden layer itself based on our model. Like whether you're performing the any kind of the data, you're getting the result in the text format, or if you want to get the data in the images format, based on that requirement, the hidden layers will be having. Okay. So, and then it will generate one kind of the output layer. This is exactly how it will happen. So the result, okay, it is nothing but the result. Okay. So whenever we are performing the deep learning techniques, we will be having some kind of the activation functions. Okay. We need to perform the activation functions. What exactly the activation functions is like ReLU, rectified linear unit. That means whenever you are going to work on the sequential data, then you need the help of this particular thing. Okay. Whenever you're going to perform with the classification data. Okay. So all these classification, you will be understanding the in the depth concepts, like whenever we move to the machine learning, the overview of the machine learning. Okay. So based on these activation functions, we can perform all the deep learning models. Okay. And you will be having one more thing, that is optimization. What exactly the optimization is about? So to perform any kind of the deep learning model, that is large amount of the data sets. So we need to perform the data as soon as like we need to get the accurate results, right? So for that, we need the help of like optimizers like Adam. Okay, so this is one of the optimizer which we will be used to perform the accuracy. Okay, not only that, we can also having the gradient descent, that is quadratic gradient descent. By using these optimizations, we can easily perform. Okay, so let's move to what exactly the AI. The AI word is nothing but artificial intelligence. Wherever you are going to work, like whether you are going to perform the locally. Okay, so if you want to perform the like ChatGPT, what it will do? Questioning and answering, right? So that is nothing but prompt engineering. So how it was like we are giving some kind of the LLM model, right? So large language model based on the entire internet, it will give the result, right? So how we can run this particular locally in our system itself? So by using Llama, we can run our particular whatever the models we want to run. Okay. So by using the models like Llama 2, or it is Llama 3, or it is Gemini model, or it is any kind of the GPT models. Okay, we can directly run our things locally. So just by giving one particular command. So how you can do? First of all, you need to install your Llama. Okay, so once the Llama.com this particular thing has installed, you can open your terminal. Okay, by opening your terminal, you need to just give one particular command. So what is the command you need to give? So just you can use the Llama, whatever the model required. So whether you are using Llama 3 or Llama 4 or whatever it is, Llama 2 or Llama 3 or whatever. By giving this particular, okay, model requires more system memory 7 point. Okay, so my system doesn't have enough space. So if you're having the enough space, then by running this particular command, you can easily however the ChatGPT will be having question and answering. By giving the question, you will get the result. Okay, this is how we can work with the Llama. So for example, how we can deploy these things by using the Streamlit. Okay, we will be having the Streamlit deployment, Streamlit or Flask or whatever it may be. So by using the LangChain, what exactly the LangChain is about? So connecting to the deploy, the ChatGPT or the generative train models. Okay, how we can connect that particular thing by using the Streamlit or by using the Flask or by using some kind of the OpenAI platforms or whatever it is. So in this, we will be having different keys. Okay, whenever we want to deploy any kind of the data, we need the API key. So if you are using the Google, so you need the Google API key. Okay. So if you are using OpenAI, the ChatGPT models, then you need the help of the ChatGPT's Open API key. So here, what we are going to do. So let's see one example. I'm opening the terminal. So how the things are going to work with Alexi. So directly, I need to mention whatever the folders we are having. We need to mention the location and whatever it may be, like the coding part, entire part. And then we need to directly open our terminal and we need to import our Streamlit or whatever it may be. Then directly you need to open. So yeah, so what I had done here, I had used my Streamlit run. So I'm going to create some Gemini model. Okay, Gemini underscore app dot qa.py is my Python file. So that is nothing but my file name. Just I'm opening my, so let's do one thing. So in my D folder, I'm having a Gen AI file. In that I'm having a first app, right? So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply some Python 3.1. So this is required because I'm creating the virtual environment, okay? For that particular reason, I need this. Okay, just run. And then I need to activate my virtual environment. So that's the reason why I'm using when scripts activate. When that is virtual environment, scripts, and I'm activating that particular content. Okay, so let's move. Okay, once this particular things has been activated, I need to create some one environment. Okay, so that I can move to that particular environment, I can perform all those things. For that particular reason, I need the Streamlit installation and all those things. Just copy this particular command. Pip install. Okay, .NET environment. So I'm using what kind of the model? LangChain. Okay, so by using that, I'm going to create a ChatGPT model. Okay, so I need one more thing, that is Streamlit. Pip install Streamlit Python .environment LangChain, and I need I'm taking the what kind of the OpenAI I'm taking? I'm taking from the Google. Okay, so the Gemini model. I'm going to create that particular thing. So just run it. So once the requirement got satisfied, you need to call the Streamlit. Streamlit run. What is your file name? Gemini underscore app underscore qa.py. Just shift it. Okay. It will open the Streamlit. By using Streamlit, I had created one kind of the ChatGPT. Okay, where you can give some kind of the question so that it will answer. Okay. So like I'm giving the question like what is AI? What is AI? AI is nothing but it is artificial intelligence which gives some kind of the result. Let's see. Artificial intelligence, which is a branch of computer science. However, the generative pre-trained models like a ChatGPT will perform same. We can also deploy like this. Okay, so this is how we can create one kind of the chart. So, can anyone tell me what exactly the RAG is about? RAG. Yes, retrieval augmented generation. Why we need to use RAG? Okay, LLM response so that it will give same. Whatever the LangChain we had used, same. It will also give the. So the main goal of generative AI is nothing but by using different models, we can perform the generation, like generating the new content based on the entire data. So is it required? So for example, you are working in some company, you want to like build one kind of the LLM. You are preparing one LLM. Okay. Is it required to train each and everything from scratch? Is it required, guys? Right? So we are having the GPTs already pre-trained models. By using that, we can also. So why we are using the GPTs? What it will do? What are the disadvantages of preparing all the things from the scratch? Yes, time-taking process. Budget problems. It's exactly. And need to process large amount of the data. That's the reasons why we need to use the generative pre-trained models. Okay, so let's move. So imagine that you are having data which is related to like some past data. Okay, I'm having the data related to like house price prediction. Okay, how exactly it will work? So I'm having the data like Kukatpalli. In Kukatpalli, we are having the 3 BHK, 2 BHK, and 1 BHK. So can anyone help me with the prices? If you want to buy like 3 BHK, what is the exact price for Kukatpalli location? It will be 80 plus. Okay, 80. So what the 2 BHK will be? 60 to 70 approx. Okay. 1 BHK? 40. Okay. So as come to some high-tech city. Same data. Like one more than 1 point something 4. Okay. 1.4 CR, right? And 2 BHK 90 plus, okay. 1 BHK, 70 plus, okay. Okay, as come to some Madhapur, 3 BHK, it will be 1 CR, it will be 1 CR, okay. 2 BHK, 80 to 90, okay. 1 BHK, 60 plus, okay. So I had given some kind of the data like this to the mission. So what it will do? So we are going to train the model. So how the life cycle of ML will be. So first of all, whatever the data we will be having, so it is related to house price prediction, right? So first of all, we will split the data into two parts, that is independent and dependent variables, okay? Once the data has split it into two parts, we need to train our model. So what exactly we need to train our model? So once the training has done, so we are feeding some kind of the data, it was training based on that particular data and it will test the data. So for example, I had given 3 BHK. What is the approximate cost of some Kukatpalli? What it will give? What kind of the result it will give? So something it is like for Kukatpalli, right? It is something like 80. So this is how we'll get the result. So for example, I'm asking some future values. So for example, like nearest location to Madhapur, Durgam Cheru, right? So Durgam Cheru, so I didn't given that particular data. So I'm giving the future data. So what is the approximate value of 3 BHK? So it will give the result. So based on the past data, what it was doing, it was predicting the future values. So we had giving the some kind of the nearest value. So it will analyze and it will give something. It will be some 70 lakhs or whatever it may be. So what is the Madhapur location like a 3 BHK? It will be 1. So it will be approximately like 98 lakhs or whatever. So this is how it will evaluate the performance. So based on this, what we are doing, we are predicting the models, predictions of future values. This is how exactly the machine learning will work. Okay. So before understanding the data sets or whatever it may be, the training model and whatever it may be. So whenever you are having the data related to some continuous data. Okay. So you are having continuous data. What kind of the algorithm you need to use? So if it is some categorical data, what kind of the algorithm you need to use? How we can understand all those things? So see here, ML will plays a major role because, so what the ML will do based on the past data, it will predict the future. Already we had seen with one particular example. So in this, we will be having types like supervised, unsupervised, and one more thing that is reinforcement. Okay. So what exactly we will be having? We will be doing in supervised learning. So we'll completely focus on the label data. Okay. Label data in the sense structured data which consists of the rows and columns. Okay. So in this, we will be having the regression and one more thing that is classification. As come to the continuous data, if your output variable or your dependent variable is continuous, okay, the sequential data, then you can move with the regression algorithms. All these things will be done in the feature engineering. Okay, you are having the data, you are doing the prediction. So how exactly you are choosing the model? That's very important, right? So we are using all these things. Okay, so classification. Whenever you are going to use the categorical data, then you need to go with the classification algorithms. What exactly the unsupervised learning is about? Supervised in the sense it works on the label data. Unsupervised in the sense, yes, exactly. Unstructured data are unlabeled data. Okay. In this, we will be having some of the models like algorithms like clustering and one more thing that is association rule learning. Okay. Here, we will be having reinforcement. What exactly the reinforcement will do? So it is the reinforcement learning is also using in the NLP, the sentiment analysis, the Amazon e-commerce. We had seen the e-commerce application, right? So we will be having some of the positive reviews, some of the negative reviews, and some of the neutral reviews. Okay. Whatever the right action you will be having, you will be getting some kind of the reward. That means so your performance is very good. Okay. So if you are performing some wrong action, what it will do? So it will get some kind of the penalty. The best example we can give for reinforcement is I'm having some agent. Okay, the model. Okay, vacuum cleaner. I'm having the cleaner, it is vacuum cleaner. Okay, this is one kind of the agent. Okay, so what it was doing, what is the task of vacuum cleaner? cleaning. So it is used to clean the rooms. Okay. So when, for example, there is a wall when it was cleaning. So what it will do? It will come back. How it was going to happen? How the process is going to happen? So whenever it hit the wall, then it will damage, right? So there is a wall, there is a strong thing. I need to move from there. So that is nothing but for every right action, you will get the reward. For every wrong action, you will get the penalty, right? So if you get to that particular door, like wall, what it will happen? It will get some sort of the damage, right? So this is how we can understand. Okay, not only in the sentiment analysis, not only in the, building the agents everywhere, the reinforcement will plays a major role because to understand to improve its performance. Okay, that's exactly where the reinforcement comes in. So as I had told you, what are the models involved in deep learning? GAN. What is GAN? Generative Adversarial Neural Networks. Okay. So these things, the GANs are nothing but, so in this we will be having two things, that is generator and discriminator. Okay. What these things will do? So based on the generation of the image, the generative AI is nothing but it will generate the image, the content, right? So what the discriminator will do? So whatever the content you had created, whether it is proper or not, whether it is correct or not. The discriminator every time will focuses on the image, how accurate it is, whether it is a fake image, whether it is a real image. Okay, so this is how the GAN will work. And as come to transformers, what is transformers? As I told you, it is a modern NLP model which is used to work on the sentiment analysis. Okay, so imagine you want to book some flight tickets. What you will do? First of all, you'll open some kind of the websites related to the flight booking, right? So and then, so what is the exact location you want to go, and you will see some kind of the benefits, and you will see some kind of the discounts. Okay. So whenever you had done all those things, what it will happen? What your past history is nothing but related to the flight tickets. What it will do? What your mobile, what the operations will do? So it will the data will be collected to different flight related applications, and it will revert back to you. So these are the offerings we are doing, and these are the discounts which we can give for this. These are the accommodations. These are the, so 5 nights and 4 days. So this is the package which we are offering for the couples or whatever it may. This is how we can understand, right? So for example, like I'm having the data related to Netflix. Okay. So what it will happen in Netflix? So I'm the user of the Netflix. So recently I had watched some comedy movies. What it will do? So based on my recent searches, it will show the recommendation. So yeah, previously you had watched some comedy movies. That's why I'm recommending these movies. So this is how the recommendation engine will works. So all the recommendation engine will works on the NLP, the natural language processing. So the natural processing is nothing but based on the human, understanding the human, and it was acting according to the human related things, right? So let's imagine that you are having you want to filter some emails. Okay, like you will be having an email box, you want to spend filter like whether it is spam or not spam. So whenever you are using initially, what you need to do, you need to do it manually. So for example, you are having hey, you won 1 crore rupees. Okay, you had got like this kind of the mind. So what you will do? So you need to filter. So how you can filter? Anyone can give 1 crore freely, no, right? So we will make it as spam. It is a spam mail. So first of all, what you are doing all the things manually. Whenever you are getting any mail, what the system will do? Based on your preferences, it will analyze this and it will make it whether it is a spam or whether it is a not spam. Okay, this is how it will work. Okay, not only in these things, everywhere the data. So everywhere will be having a data. Based on the data, it will works according to our actions, based on our actions. So see, for example, you are using Amazon application. So multiple times you are searching for some shoes. What it will do? Whatever the shoes the database consists of, the Amazon database consists of, it will reflect it. So if you are mentioning some color, like I want black color shoes, what it will do? So whatever the black color shoes it will having, so everything will be showcased to you. So this is how it will work. So everything will depends on the NLP. So the deep learning, the NLP, all these things are nothing but the foundation for generative AI. Okay. So see, what is the syllabus you are going to learn in this? So as I had told you, whatever the models we want to create in this particular generative AI thing. So everything will depends on the programming language, that is Python. Okay, so we'll start from the basics of the Python, like whether it is related to the creating the list, tuple, dictionaries, or whether it is related to functions, loops, concepts, file handling, exception handling. All the things will be covered in the basic sessions, and you will move to the libraries like NumPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib, Seaborn. Okay, these are the libraries which we are covered in this particular session. And then we'll move with ML, directly to ML, where we are going to learn with the supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement. Why? Because so all these are the foundation. Without knowing how the things are going to work, you cannot understand the generative AI, right? So, and then we'll move with the deep learning. In deep learning, we are going to understand about the neural networks, how the single layer perceptron will work. Okay, how the conventional neural networks will work. So how the artificial neural networks will work. So, okay, we'll understand all these basic things in this. Okay, ANN, CNN, that is a conventional neural networks, RNN, that is nothing but recurrent neural networks, and we'll learn about the transformers. That is nothing but NLP. So in this, already we had seen the what are the models we are using in NLP. That is BERT, Roberta, right? So nowadays Amazon is using the Roberta to perform all the analysis, whatever it will be having. So it is a recent version which it was released. Okay, and we will be having some knowledge on Gen AI. It starts from Gen AI, and we'll understand about the first thing, LangChain, how these things are working. Okay, RAG concepts. Okay, we'll learn about the chunks. Okay, so whatever the NLP task we are going to do, so we will give one sentence. Like, so for example, I'm having the sentence like, this product is awesome. So what it will do? So it will divide into the tokens. Okay, that are nothing but the parts, dividing into the parts. How all these things will be going to done? So by using the chunking strategies, you need to understand the chunking strategies so that you can understand the tokens. Okay, so you will be having OpenAI, right? So whenever you are using more than thousands of tokens, then you need to pay. Okay, so you need to pay some kind of the dollars. Okay, if it is some amount of the total, like based on the questioning and answering, I'm telling you about the question and answer, the response and the prompt which you are giving. Okay, so if the tokens are more than 1,000, we need to pay and we need to use it. Okay, as I had told you, like we'll go with some kind of the crew methods, and we will be looking into some platforms like OpenAI, and we'll look into the LangChain, okay, and we'll look into the Gemini models, okay, and we'll move to the cloud versions, that is AWS. By using AWS, and we can also deploy the model. And as you had seen one particular the demo project, that is by using the LangChain, we had integrated the OpenAI key, that is Google. Okay, we are having. So how to do all those things? You need to go with the Gemini, and you need to create one API key, and you need to use that in your particular. See, I'll show you one example how these things has make just you need to open one. Whenever you are performing any kind of the model, you need to have the OpenAI key. Okay, so if you are having the key, then it will be easy for you. So that was stored in the environment. What kind of the environment you are using? I'm using the for a LangChain project, I'm using the Gemini chart. Okay. So whatever the LLM it consists of, like entire chat, like a GPT data. So everything will be imported in this particular Google API. By using this particular key, we can perform the LLM. Okay. So that will be generated in that, and the result will be getting according to our requirement. So you can ask any kind of the question, because all the internet data was in this particular LangChain. So see the LLM model. Here I'm asking some question like write the program code for creating web development. So see, it will give the front end code, whatever the requirement will be having. So this is how, that means it consists of the entire Google data. So because we are using the OpenAI API key, so that's the reason. Okay, thank you very much.
వీడియో నచ్చితే లైక్, షేర్ అండ్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేయండి. డేటా అనలిటిక్స్లో ఏ టాపిక్ మీద వీడియో కావాలో కామెంట్స్లో చెప్పండి. థ్యాంక్స్ ఫర్ వాచింగ్.